Welcome to the Maps for Kids Showcase. I'm your host, Tierney Tennant, and we start our show today by saluting Susan Bumgarner, a Wilson Elementary School teacher who was a guest of First Lady Michelle Obama during the President's State of the Union address. Mrs. Bumgarner represented the district and the state's early childhood programs, and we are so proud of her. For our latest installment of the showcase, we're going to take you inside Linwood Elementary School to show you the changes implemented thanks to the Maps for Kids project. Linwood Elementary School is home of the Lions and is in northwest Oklahoma City, serving students in pre-K through 6th grade. Built in 1912, the school was in need of improvements and upgrades to serve the nearly 500 students. After more than a year of planning, design, and construction, the school held its formal grand opening celebration and is now enjoying the newly upgraded facility. And joining us today, we're so excited to have Linwood Elementary School Principal Susan Combs. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And I know you're the best person to paint this picture for us of what the school looked like prior to the renovations.
The school was quite a bit smaller, 2 main hallways. It was in excellent condition, I think one of the best in Oklahoma City due to the continued support of the community and the support of the staff members within the building, custodial crew too, who helped it keep it immaculate. So it was in very good shape.
Really a team effort. That's great to hear. And as you're planning and working with the architects, what was one of the major goals you really wanted to achieve with the renovations?
First and foremost, we were thinking of safety and adding space for our growing population. We also wanted to keep the integrity of the building and infuse the old with the new, so it didn't look like a huge add-on, but blends together, and we accomplished that.
And when folks visit the school, they will notice a change. The entrance has moved, I'm told.
The entrance has moved. It was originally on the north end, the northeast end, and then we moved to the east end, and now we're back to the north end. We have a beautiful new entrance that welcomes our patrons. Easy to locate, easy to come in.
Oh, that's great. And I know you mentioned security being something that was really important for you, the students and the staff there. So without giving us too much information to jeopardize the security, tell me what upgrades were made.
Prior to the addition, anybody could walk in the front door. We had cameras and we could monitor that. But now we have a foyer where patrons, students, parents can enter the main doors, but they can't proceed further without checking in through the office.
Oh, that's great to hear. So that's something that people will see when they come there. You also got an additional 8 classrooms. So tell me, how has this extra space really changed the school in a positive way?
It has helped us grow, take in more students to educate. Along with the 8 classrooms, we also have a wonderful new library, which is central. When you walk in the door, it's one of the first things you see. And I'll never forget 2 young boys the first day back in our new building. They were going down the hallway and they said, look, there's the library. That's the first place I'm going. I can't wait to check out books.
Oh, that's exactly what we want the kids to say. That's great.
It was very heartwarming.
Now, when you go to the school, you walk through the new entrance and the new foyer. To the right, you'll see a very interesting table that has a pretty interesting story.
It does. The story goes, about 100 years ago, a tree was planted on the south playground. And over the years, the tree matured, grew huge, beautiful. Well, it was damaged during a storm, and it was a safety issue for our students. So we had a crew come out, and they began cutting it down. Well, Jack Mitchell went out and talked to the members. He's our music teacher, and he asked them to horizontally cut some big slabs from the tree from the very bottom. So he got a number of those and he cured them for the past, 3-4 years. And he made some tables out of them. And one of them sits in the extension. It's almost like an atrium connecting the old building to the new. And along with it, he has the history of the tree and a Linwood lion sitting there with it. And it's beautiful. If you're ever in Linwood, please come by and see that because it's a beautiful work of art.
And it's an area that people have to take a picture of it after hearing the story. So make sure you see that when you visit the school. And we're not done discussing Linwood Elementary School. When we come back, we'll look at the great partnerships and activities taking place at the school. But first, you know, school started August 1st. And here's a look at how some of the students and teachers at Putnam Heights Elementary, Nichols Hills Elementary, Scheidler Elementary, and others celebrated the 100th day of school on January 29th. Teachers and even some students dressed up like they were 100 years old in honor of the 100th day. We'll be right back.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back to the Maps for Kids Showcase. Mark your calendars now. We're already gearing up for the first day of school next year, and the first day will be Monday, August 5th, 2013. Visit okcps.org for a look at the complete 2013-2014 school calendar. And today we're chatting with Linwood Elementary School Principal Susan Combs. And Susan, during your time as the principal at the school, you've really forged a really close relationship with a lot of community partners and community members. Tell us about those.
First and foremost, Mercy Hospital is our corporate sponsor.
Oh, great.
That was in place before I came. We have maintained that, and we have a number of tutors that they provide for us during the day to support our children. We also have a strong Whiz Kids tutoring program to support students in need of further remediation. We have a partnership with the Arts Council of Oklahoma City. We get an artist in residence twice a year.
Great.
We love that. That's a wonderful program. We also have numerous individuals who volunteer their time to help our students grow academically.
A really interesting partnership involves UCO and OU, and they place teachers in your school for a really good reason. Tell us about that one.
This is one of my favorite things.
Yes, I know it's close and dear to your heart. So.
And it's called the Urban Teacher Preparation Academy. It was developed 3 years ago through a grant written by a grant through UCO. Mm-hmm. They did not receive the grant, but they went ahead and moved forward with this great initiative. And it entails recruiting students from UCO in their senior year to do their student teaching. Most student teachers do 12 weeks. Mm-hmm. Within the Urban Teacher Preparation Academy, they do a full year.
That's great.
They are treated as an employee. They begin the first day as the teachers do, end the last day as the teachers do. They have a wonderful experience. They're dedicated to teaching in the urban setting. Mm-hmm. They have to go through a rigorous interview process with the district and with UCO to be accepted into the program. We are, again, now in our third year. Mm-hmm. We were the first elementary, and each year we have a number of these students within our building. And to date, I think all of the urban teachers have been hired within the district except for one.
That's great.
It's a wonderful program. Also, this year, Karen Hutchins, who is in charge of the program now from UCO, has recruited OU, and they recently met at Lynwood with a new group, the fourth group of students, so we now have UCO and OU on board.
That's wonderful. Good to start teaching those teachers early on what it's like to instruct students in an urban setting and fall in love with education like they should.
And hiring them,
yes.
They walk in ready to go.
And we get first dibs on them, it seems.
We do.
That's
Oklahoma
what we
City
want.
does.
And another great partnership that involves UCO, you're bringing some psychology students into the classroom as well to work with students.
Mm-hmm. Thinking outside of the box
yeah.
and educating kids. Another partnership with UCO with Dr. Regina James. Mm-hmm. She came to me last spring and said, Susan, I have an idea and I'm going to write a grant for it. What do you think about it? And it was having the kids come from the child psychology class and meet at Lynwood instead of meeting at the college as they regularly would. She received the grant, so now we have a group of students that come to our building every Thursday from 1 to 4. They work with a teacher, with students within the classroom from 1 to 3, and then from 3 to 4, they come together, have a roundtable discussion of what they've observed, what worked, things that they noticed that tie to child psychology. Like my teachers have to commit, and they present every week and discuss with the students different topics that will affect them when they move into the field.
It's just a wonderful program for both the students at Linwood and also UCO. And I know your school is an A+ school, so we want to learn a little bit more about what that means and how you get that designation.
A+ Arts is a framework for teaching that requires a staff to commit to teaching the arts, integrating the arts on a daily basis, no matter what that looks like. It can be drama, it can be singing, it can take any form that the teacher chooses to utilize. Lynwood is one of the first schools that became an A+ Arts school 10 years ago. There was a group of 4, I believe, And the staff was able to train for a week,
great.
which is wonderful, come together and implement the process. They work off of 8 essentials. They focus on how the children learn. Are you a nature learner? Are you math logical? How you think. So they're really focused on the way children learn, and it has really helped the staff grow and think about the arts.
And one other thing before we switch topics, you guys have a robotics program at your school for 5th and 6th graders. We've got kids that are doing robotics in elementary school, which I find so interesting and impressive. So tell us about that.
Rebecca Garfina, who is one of our urban teacher preparation academies,
Yes.
I hired her. She is now our remedial specialist. She takes a love for the students, goes above and beyond. She loves science, so she looked into having a grant written for a robotics club.
This is so great.
She received it, and we met all the beginning of this year. They went to state and placed 3rd for mechanical engineering.
In elementary school, that's
In
great.
elementary school. She recently wrote a grant to the Oklahoma City Foundation, and she won for robotics in the tune of $5,000.
Well, great job, Regina. We're so proud of her. And thank you so much for being on the show today. You've got some amazing things taking place at your school, so I'm so glad that you agreed to come on there and tell us all about your great school.
Thank you,
And up
Tammy.
next, we're not done talking about Linwood. We've got to talk with Jack Mitchell, a well-respected music teacher at Linwood Elementary. He's coming up. But first, you know, the work is complete at Oak Ridge Elementary School. Located in South Oklahoma City, Oak Ridge Elementary is home of the Stars and was built in 1965. Currently, close to 350 students walk these halls and spend the day in these classrooms. And you know, Rumble from the Oklahoma City Thunder attended the grand opening, put on quite a show. And thanks to Map for Kids funds, the school now has a new wing, shiny new library, and classrooms for students and staff. We'll be right back.
It's not his new group of friends. It's not the video games. It's not the neighborhood.
Mom, do I have to go to school today?
The biggest threat to your child's future could be you. Every day they miss, even in middle school, puts their graduation at risk.
Welcome back. There is a shiny, newly renovated building off Northwest 23rd in May. Construction is complete at Cleveland Elementary School, and the community, students, and staff recently held a formal ribbon-cutting ceremony. We'll take you inside that beautiful school in an upcoming show. And joining us now is Jack Mitchell, the music teacher at Linwood Elementary School. We're so glad you're here on the showcase, so thank you for coming. It's safe to say that Mr. Mitchell and his student singers are pretty famous. I'm sure people have seen you around town, so kind of give us a rundown about the program at Linwood and where all you've been.
Well, Linwood's an A+ school, so we do lots of activities, lots of hands-on activities. 3 years ago, we did 63 performances in 36 weeks.
Wow.
Students start showing up at 6:30 in the morning, and we have an hour and a half before breakfast is over. They can come in and out and work on music, work on notes, work on instruments, and the ones that know the songs, they get to go all these places. So we've sung, we were the school that was featured at the grand opening for the I-40 downtown.
Yes.
We've sung at the State Capitol once, twice, sometimes 3 times a year for the last 8 years. Downtown Library, last year we took 64 students to competition and brought back almost 60 first and second places for their accomplishments in music. The students really enjoy music, and they see that relates to other subjects. This afternoon we're doing an assembly for the students, and so we're singing songs about learning and taking a test because that's coming up. So we relate everything in A+ schools to what's going on in the classroom. The kindergartners are learning how to clap rhythms and count rhythms by clucking like chickens. So if you walk through and you hear all these weird different sounds, it's just a different way to approach learning and let the kids have fun.
Oh, that's wonderful. How are the parents responding to the kids going to all these places and experiencing all these new things that your music class is bringing to those kids?
And the students are excited, and the parents are very supportive.
Good.
Last year we were going to go to a competition, and at the last minute, because of the weather conditions, the school buses were canceled. And so in 10 minutes I had enough parents, and
That's
parents
great.
called and signed and said they can ride with so-and-so, they can ride with so-and-so. We had enough cars and parents there within 10 minutes to fill up what would have been on a school bus.
I'm going to brag about you a little bit now. Your student choir has been recognized by the respected Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation, and that's no accomplishment that's easy to get. So go ahead, I'll give you a little time. You can brag on yourself too.
Mr. Holland's Opus grants instruments to one school a year across America. And they came through and observed our school. They came through one of the general music classes. The students were singing. We were doing all kinds of A+ activities. And I mentioned that we needed some more instruments because now that we have 6th grade, we needed more instruments for 5th grade band and 6th grade band. And so they came down from Boston and some other places, and they said, well, we don't do this for grade schools very often because you don't see the kids on a daily basis like middle schools or high schools. And so the top 3 competitors, there was a middle school in Phoenix, a high school in El Paso, Texas, and our elementary school.
Yes, it was.
And they came in and we got the grant, and so they funded all kinds of things for us. And so it's just a neat opportunity not only to have the Mr. Holland's Opus people in our building and be able to let them see what the students do in an A+ school, but also know that for years and years to come, the students will benefit from what we receive from the grant.
And I think a lot of people don't understand how important music relates to education, how important it is to have that in the classroom and at each and every school. So could you...
You can do so much with music. Right now in some of the primary grades, they're studying syllables. So they come and get a drum, and so the kids go, yellow, boom, boom, yellows. They're counting syllables by language arts. One teacher always writes parodies that the kids know the melodies from for their spelling words, so they can spell as they sing. All the way down to kindergarten, we can sing all 50 states for geography.
I still can do that.
The kids know the preamble of the Constitution, the Gettysburg Address. They did a rap on rocks, about the different types of rocks for science and for nature. So A+ is easily adaptable, and now with Oklahoma City doing A+ in a lot of schools plus the GE, we can make everything merge so we can not only reach the kids one way or another to let them realize how much fun education can be, and the A+ is just a way to do that.
And you were there at the school during the Maps for Kids construction, so tell us how you were able to keep the music going and the kids singing through the construction, the hard hats, and all of that.
Most of our construction was done outside with the new addition, and the interior of the original building was done pretty much during the summer. So except for a few of us having to travel back and forth, and me going down the hall, and art teacher going up and down the hallway when they were doing their reconstruction and renovation, everything just kept going. I mean, the kids, even though they knew there was construction going on, it was almost like they were oblivious to what was outside because of all the fun going in the classrooms.
That's great.
So I mean, like this afternoon, the 6th graders are going to do a skit on ancient Greece and Rome, and they're going to sing a song from 138 BC that we found and had translated from the original Greek language.
Oh, wow.
And so they're going to attempt to do a tonal, modal, 4-note song that doesn't sound very good, but it's still, that's history, and it's what they're studying.
And you drive a pretty sweet truck. I'm switching subjects for this last question. It's pretty nice, and it has a pretty good story, too.
My students sing at the Barons hockey game every year. It used to be for the Blazers. And so they called, and Ben Veazey was saying, we got to get your kids on the schedule. And so they called 2 days in a row, and I said, I don't know my schedule yet. The 3rd day, I thought, they're calling again. And it wasn't Ben, it was Brenda. And they said, we drew your name from the people that had applied to be one of the car recipients. And they're giving away 12 vehicles this season. And I won one of their vehicles on October the 20th by guessing how much Dr. Pepper was in the back of a truck under a tarp. It was just a lucky guess, but I got it.
You got it. And now he drives this amazing truck that has the Barons and all their sponsors on it. So you're a pretty lucky guy.
I'm very lucky.
And I'm lucky to sit next to you. So thank you for coming on
Thanks
the
again.
showcase today and everything that you do for the kids at Linwood Elementary School.
Thanks.
Well, this show will air monthly on City Channel 20 and highlight programs, improvements, and partnerships that affect our city schools. For more information on the Maps for Kids project, visit okc.gov. And for more information on Oklahoma City Public Schools, visit okcps.org. Before we leave you, here is a look at the 2012-2013 District Teacher of the Year finalists. Each of these outstanding candidates have been recognized for their innovative teaching methods, dedication to students, and commitment to education. The Foundation for Oklahoma City Public Schools will announce this year's best teacher in late April, and of course we'll have the winner right here on the showcase in a couple months. So again, thank you for joining us. I'm your host, and we'll see you next time.